Very potent.
All right, hi everyone. Welcome back for another week of Light of Thylea Plays Odyssey of the Dragonlords, where we definitely don't ask weird questions right before the stream starts.
Like what kind of questions, David?
Stop it.
Like what kind?
Stop it. With that, as we're getting into it, welcome back. I am super excited to get back into it. Yeah, I don't have too many house cleaning items. One thing that I'm excited about, I'm doing some seminars with the GMs at Polyhedra to work on things like, hey, how can we communally improve our combats and what lessons can we share with one another? I'm excited to ultimately take that to the YouTubes and maybe even do some videos for you all at home. Just lessons learned from a pro GM, taking the thousands of hours that have bootstrapped in playing D&D, etc., and how you can learn from that. So that's a thing that I'm working on. Is there an ETA for this? Absolutely not. This is going to be a passion project that I hope is going to work out eventually. But that's the thing that I've got brewing in the background. Anything fun that you guys have before we get going? Oh no, the Chaos Goblins are brewing. They'll do it. See you, Elena.
We're not allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to talk about it. So
yeah. We're gonna just keep it internal.
We're not allowed to talk about it.
Keep it internal.
Gotcha.
Just like.
Okay, I have a question for the chat. If you were an animal, what animal would you be? Because we did also ask that question before the stream started.
You guys, yeah,
we did.
Okay, what animal do you guys think I would be, and why? We'll do that. We'll say the best one gets a DM inspiration right off the bat.
Isn't there an animal that specifically is like a metaphor for a lawyer? Or am I just making that up?
An owl? Did they? A vulture. A vulture.
Oh, sorry, was that out loud?
So funny.
I feel like you would be a very intelligent squirrel. Also, I don't know why I'm holding this remote. Well, because you're like, like, I don't know. Never mind.
I would say an elephant.
I wish you would say because you have a big bushy tail.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just how I deal with my emotions, Elena.
I think you're like an elephant. You don't forget anything.
That's true.
Like,
David
you
would
can't
be an
really
elephant.
forget anything.
And to be
No,
petty
he
like an
totally
elephant.
would.
and you're also
And,
scared
like-
of mice.
And he's also very caring. Like, he's very kind, like, nice and caring, and like, yeah.
But you'd
Very
be aggressive
family-oriented.
if you had to be. Like, I think it works out.
Are
Yeah.
elephants caring? Because there was that elephant
Yeah.
not too long ago that showed up at someone's funeral and completely wrecked the place.
Well, we don't
Like
know
I
what
said,
that person
petty.
did. All right.
We don't-
Maybe.
No, that person did do something fucked up to the elephant, which is why
Yeah.
it's funny, because it came back and was like, fuck,
You know, you
man.
fuck around, you find out. I do have that attitude.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. You would be an elephant.
Okay, we've got a squirrel, an elephant, a vulture. Thanks, Damon. What else?
I was just talking lawyers in general.
Oh, okay. You get a second
I
try.
don't know. Maybe
I changed mine to elephant. No squirrel, just elephant.
I'm gonna say golden retriever because you have golden retriever energy.
He does. He does.
I actually would say more of like a pit bull or a nanny breed. Like very, very mean, very fierce looking, but also actually has a sweet side.
You're fierce. You're
Fierce, so
dude.
fierce.
I'm just waiting for Alex and Damon to be clapping on the the roasts.
I
was gonna say a puffin. You know, it's like those.
Aww.
Wait, what's a puffin? I know that, right? I've seen a puffin before. Is that the
It's,
ones with the big
It's like a penguin, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they have bigger beaks and they can actually fly while penguins can't.
They also have these eyes.
And they
that
live with
almost
polar
just
bears.
kind of disappear. Yeah, I get that. I have that.
Wow.
I'm slowly realizing I have too much useless animal knowledge.
You should go on like a trivia show.
It's not useless. It's
I
not
mean, it's
useless.
coming in real handy with this specific conversation.
Yeah,
so.
see?
This is what I've
It's
devoted.
true.
Preparing for.
All of my brain space I've devoted to animal fun facts and not anything actual useful in life or my career.
Oh my god, what if you were like a blue-footed booby?
Oh, I mentioned them earlier in this conversation.
Yeah, like look at their faces.
He just wanted to say booby on stream. That's all.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say booby.
Well, we're rounded off with you, please.
oh gosh. I'm not good at this. Is German Shepherd 2 on the nose?
Hey.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right. I'm either an elephant or a dog. I can't really decide. They're all pretty good. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Or a puffin. So I'll just give everyone a DM inspiration to start the session off. Go ahead and mark it on if you guys would. There is actually one nerd news that I'm super excited about for all of us who are into Foundry VTT and Pathfinder 2nd Edition. As you may or may not know, they redid Kingmaker for 2nd Edition, which was a very popular, supposedly one of the most popular modules from 1st Edition Pathfinder, and they made it for Foundry. Furthermore, the development of that has been taking a long time because it is a vast module. But the first of, I think, oh shit, don't quote me on this because I don't have the information in front of me. I think it's like 2 or 3 parts is going to be released here soon. So that is going to be available on Foundry, and I'm super stoked for it. It's one of the things that I've been wanting to run for Pathfinder 2nd Edition for a long time. So I'm definitely going to be running it. But if you guys have been waiting for that, also there is a free maps module for Kingmaker already available on the Foundry. I don't know if I want the module marketplace. I don't know if that's the official name for it, but you can download that too. Anyway, this is just for the nerds. Everybody else can tune back in. Hi guys. Alrighty, having nothing else then, let's get into it. Because shit has happened. And maybe has set things on a slightly different trajectory. So, previously on Light of Thylea, our intrepid heroes had traveled down to the Sunken Kingdom, met the people thereof, and the supposed pantheon. I want to call it a quintet, and I know that's 5. Octad? Octad? Is that Octad?
An
that'd be right. Octad of gods that you had never heard of before, never interacted with, and you suspected to be fakes, that they had somehow used the Promethean fire to only make themselves appear as gods. That has since been disproven. You guys were made champions, 6 of them, were given special powers in exchange for defeating Thylea. You even made an oath to one of them to allow the Promethean fire to come to their temple. And in exchange, well, you got a boon. You defeated the creature, you hung out with, Alex's favorite new dragon turtle, and then got back to the Sunken Kingdom. There you saw that the temple district laid in ruin. It appeared that the creature that came out of Thylea's stomach, a 4-winged angelic celestial appearing creature, went up and released the gods. As you had since learned, it appears that they were bound to their temples, and that with the help of the Promethean fire, Pharaohs, the celestial that had come to the city of the Sirens in the first place, released the gods. He then spoke to King Pontus, and you interrupted that audience for a brief moment in a beautiful animated map with all of these things that could have happened there, and went, we need to have a recess. So you went and had a recess, chit-chatted for a while, had a good time, had some biscuits, and then you went back to the throne room to try to attack Pharaohs. But by then, the Celestial had already left, alongside all of the gods but for the Fish Queen, who still remains in the Sunken Kingdom. You then decided to see what's happening on the surface world, so you started swimming up. Before I go any further, actually, as an aside, Yanni, I need you to roll me first an investigation check.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That would be an 18.
An 18. With an 18, I'll say that before you guys headed out, you were like, wait, you guys! And you swam back to, because you had an idea. You considered there was a lot of magic surrounding hiding this place. Maybe with the breaking of the temples, some of that was released. And so you traveled back, and indeed, as you looked at the teleportation circle that had been attached to the arena that was also the temple of the Great Hunter, you now realize that you can make out the runes. They're no longer blurred from your vision. So before you guys headed up, we'll say that Yanni did a little side detour. I didn't want to take it away from Damon because he did have specifically asked about that. But as you guys traveled upwards, you went back to the Ultros, massive waves rocking the huge Turam back and forth, and a very angry Titan, Thaleos, the son of Sidon, came down, cussed you all out, asking you, "Do you realize what you have done?" And then disappeared. Only for Darian to Banfin going, "What the fuck?" And that is approximately where we're gonna pick it up. Anything that I forget to mention that you guys would like to include?
We also looped Kyra in on the whole.
Yep.
By the way, we fucked up.
And
She
she
was
let
like,
you know
"There's a lot going on."
When we fuck up, we own it.
Yeah. And she was like, "Sidon's really mad about it." That was about it.
Okay. All right. The ship is racking back and forth. Lightning strikes across the sky above. And as you look, you see the sailors hanging on for dear life, trying to keep the Ultros going. Estrella runs over towards the captain's seat, sits down, and reattunes to the ship that still holds the soul of her aunt. As Darian, the water pelts down across the top of the ship. You see the light of Thylea look at you, and you look at them, and they look at you, and you look at them. What?
And then we push her off the ship.
What do you say?
I say, "What is this?" and point to the sky. This is also not my voice.
Well, I know you were shut away inside for a long time. That's the sky.
I was gonna do the same thing. Those are clouds. That's lightning.
I just deadpan look at you guys and be like, "You fucked up." What? The ground was shaking. I came
Okay,
here
so-
as fast as I can. What did you do?
So there were like 8 gods trapped in their temples down there, and we were trying to get a hold of the Promethean fire so that we could help counter Sidon by elevating some of us to gods, and apparently in defeating the beastie that had the Promethean fire in its belly, the celestial that had the Promethean fire that was also in its belly flew off and released those gods, and now they're up here, and Sidon's not happy about it.
And also they're probably a little crazy. I mean, not the gods, but at least the guy that created the gods. He's a should have done till they killed him right away. But yeah, he's a.
They are
Wait, they're at least
heading
few of
towards a
those gods are
mountain summit kind of dealio thing too. They're being very stereotypical pantheon gods.
Just to add to that, I'm pretty sure the city I left, wherever that was, had giant hands coming out of the ground.
Oh yeah.
And you do
So-
remember now, too. Roll me a... So as you approached the situation, Darian, how do you think you would have reacted as you saw those hands come up? As you begin to recount your side of events?
Probably it'd be very terrifying because it's not something you would normally see is giant hands coming out of the ground and just destroying everything. So I think she would absolutely be like scared, because it's one thing to deal with the gods you know, and all of a sudden you're like, well, this doesn't sound like the gods I know. So
Actually,
recounting that.
Darian, you would have learned, you know that in that area west of Astoria, there were a bunch of petrified hands that kind of came out of the ground. It's almost like these statues that were left behind. No context, oftentimes kind of being used by cults, especially the cult of the hand recently. And you would know that they are associated with one of the two crater gods, Thylea being one, and her husband, Kentimane, the other one. Also sometimes referred to as the 100-handed god.
I tell that to the whole group, so that way they know that.
As you arrived at the at Astoria, go ahead and make me just a straight con saving throw to see if you marathoned there effectively. What's the total?
Oh, it didn't come through?
But
10.
save it for the chat.
It's just
Save it for the chat.
It's just
All right. That is 10.
With a 10. You ran, got to your horse, rode back, and you could see by the time you arrived, many parts of the city had already been crushed. The hands lying discarded to the side, shattered into pieces. You could see that there were fires in places. It almost looked like a natural disaster had struck Astoria. As you rode in, you could hear the cries of the people looking for their loved ones, trying to dig them out of the ruins, and ultimately made your way up to the palace, where you saw a very, very weak-looking Rhodas, heavily just sitting on the side. You could see that his fairly full muscle seemed to almost have shrunken down. He almost looked like a skinny version of himself, like hanging on hard onto the sword. As you came upon the scene, many of the Centurions at first kind of blocked your path as Corinna, the queen, temporarily, the one that you also made the contract with to hunt the Medusa down, and Nora, Rhodas's sister, kind of waves them away, ushered you in. Darian, what's happened? Was this your doing?
No. What? I just got here. What happened? What's happened to the city?
You see, her hair is definitely kind of pulled in a bun, but it has pulled loose in a couple different places. You can see that she is also deeply smudged, and there's cuts and bruises across her. She definitely has seen combat. And the same seems to be true for Rhodas as well. Well, out of nowhere, these hands came out of the ground. Some of our academics think that it was somehow related to Kentimani, but we don't know. It must be this cult, the people that you pursued. More and more came in anger, and Rhodas, he used his last bit of divine power from the sword to make them go away.
Will he be okay?
He'll complain. He's a man. Of course he will, but he'll be okay eventually.
I think it's best that I go find the light and see if they can help or what they can do. I need to find them. Maybe they know more of what's going on.
She kind of considers for a second. Suppose that could be to do with them too. After all, they just suddenly disappeared. Very well. I'll get one of the wizards to help you teleport to them. I wonder where they are. Why don't you start in Mitros? And so you were teleported to Mitros. There was nothing there. As you start asking around, it really took a while before you met the very, well, let's just call him unique, blue-skinned tiefling that ultimately told you that his best guess was it was the Ultras, and lo and behold, after some time of searching, you were teleported to the Ultras. The rain is pounding upon it. The sea is angry. The sky is angry. Sidon is shaking the very foundation. The sea and the land. And that is when the recounting of Darian's episode, Darian's Odyssey, ends for you all.
But were there any hands around Mitros? Or
A, there were no hands around Mitros. B, Darian, did you tell Daphne that you defeated Enora? That she was an irredeemable Medusa?
I have not shared that yet. I think when I met them, I would have just talked about immediately what I've seen.
That's good.
So, how are we going to fix this?
there's a winged guy, and we have to kill him, but he assume flew away. It's weird to find him, kill him, but then at the same time we're gonna go talk to the gods, the new gods / re-old gods, and kind of see. But the winged guy probably definitely needs to go because he seemed a little.
Remind me why we're killing him again?
Because he's bad. Because he wants to like bathe the world in blood and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, he wants to create a new pantheon of gods to go to war with every other universe and basically have them all obey how he thinks gods should be.
Yeah, and force everyone to worship the new pantheon, and if they don't,
then they die.
And that was the being that came out of Thylea.
correct. Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh, we also learned that the Promethean fire is his sword. I don't know if we mentioned that yet.
It was
a very beautiful sword.
Glaive, but yeah.
Glaive, yes.
Oh, I don't know. I don't use weapons.
It is, It was all
So-
like purpley and everything. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
So they're in Mitros, right?
While
Don't
you were
actually-
there, Darian, you actually observed as Mount Vulcan, the towering, as far as anyone knows, the highest peak in all of Thylea, suddenly had a bunch of clouds begin to form around it. You saw a piercing light and then streams kind of flowing towards it. Something definitely was happening atop Mount Vulcan.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. They're on a mountain. Not-
We did hear about that. Kyra told us
know
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Oh, good.
I think that is where we were headed, was towards Mount Vulcan. So
Yeah, she was like, they're on a mountain, and we were like, hopefully it's not Daphne's mountain, and she was like, it's Daphne's mountain.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
How do we know
and
that
now
they're
your
still
store
there?
is under attack? That's great. Love that.
I imagine
I had
that's
a
probably
question.
what this making base.
Argenta, you've been around a good long time. What did they call that mountain before Vulcan?
we called you old.
That's an excellent question.
Make something up.
You know, I think they called it Mount
Kilimanjaro.
Vesuvius. I don't know. I'm not that creative.
I think I've heard of that. I think we always just called it VV, but yeah, Vesuvius, yeah.
Right,
Oh,
yes.
Montana.
Oh, you know, actually, I remember they called that, silly me, they called it the Mound of Cantamane.
Oh.
That, I'll leave it. You opened
Yeah.
it up, I'm leaving it.
That's what they called it. Yes.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. But anyway, should we be going soon? Should we be going now? How do we even know that they're still there?
I mean, we don't, but
We
that's the best option that we do have.
Well, we should make them face Sidon. He can't keep doing this. Is he destroying? Did you see destruction?
Nope.
In the other
Yeah.
cities, yes, but not Mitros.
We were hoping that Sidon would immediately start fighting them.
Yeah. And it sounds like they want to kill Sidon, so, like, our best bet might to be, like, let them kill each other almost, right? And then come in afterwards. What I was thinking, at least.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to point out again that we could always just sneak off to the astral plane and find somewhere else to live from there.
I'm not gonna abandon my home.
We
I'm not going to do
did
that.
toss that idea out. My home is technically connected to the way there, so really I'm on either side of what we decide to do.
But just worst scenario. Sidon gets the
We all
fire.
die. We're all dead. That's worst case scenario.
Yes.
No, that's
but
not the worst case scenario.
I
But
would
then
argue.
it's no longer our problem.
But what if Sidon gets the fire? What if he kills?
I feel like that
That's
is the
a
worst
valid
case scenario.
question.
Oh, we are also under the assumption that since the fire is a glaive, it probably can also kill gods. We are under that assumption as well.
Oh, Matteo. Matteo he was right. That's really good to know.
Things being weapon doesn't make sense.
Yes. This is a weapon, but it can only create stuff. That would be kind of dumb.
Yeah.
It's a little counterintuitive.
my sword won't cut. That's kind of.
Won't cut it.
Well, maybe we should go. It's one thing for me
Right.
to tell you. It's probably another for you guys to see it. Sometimes my words don't match what's actually there.
So, I can fire up a teleportation circle. Where do we want to go?
Can you take us to the mountain?
I can
Yeah.
take us to the mines.
Yeah,
The
I mean
forge.
that is in the mountains. Yeah.
So Mount Vulcan is above Mitros, immediately above Mitros.
Oh, I'm about.
Oh, so we should just go to
Oh, so that's
Mitros.
not the one that the mines are in.
So not exactly my
It
mountain.
just has mountain
adjacent.
Vulcan in the name, and so yeah, it is technically above.
Oh wait, isn't that that's the
That's
where our
the-
parents are?
Oh,
Okay. All right. So
Wait,
Oh,
which
I
one
gotta
is
go,
where your
guys. I
parents
gotta
are?
go, guys.
Wait, is that where my parents are?
Yes, it is. It is close by where your parents are.
well,
Well,
Mitros it is.
Let's go to Mitros then.
Y'all
And
get
then-
your shit together. Takes me 10 minutes to get this going.
This is great. After a few years, I finally get to meet some of your parents.
Oh, we're not going to stop by there.
oh yeah, no, we don't have time to detour.
Oh, maybe after.
Never, never.
Well, hopefully they're
Castus
alive.
hasn't even met them, so.
Oh wow, okay.
I imagine that's a little awkward because he tried to adopt you first, but
Oh, we're talking about this again.
You know what? It was a complicated situation.
It sounds very complicated.
I mean, it's really not that complicated. A Castus is just a groomer.
Like he takes care of himself?
Yes, exactly. That's what that means.
Yes.
Now come with us. Come on. Come on.
He's very
You're part of this now.
hygienic. He's very hygienic.
You just keep everything nicely trimmed, yes.
That sounds like a great trait. I'm a groomer too.
oh no, sweetie, no.
No, we're done. We're done with this.
We're done. Oh.
Bless you. All right, Yanni.
Does anyone have modified memory? Could we just make Darian forget that word?
Alrighty. After 10 minutes, you guys teleport your way to the academy. In the academy, there is already a lot of furor happening as people are overall not in the hallways. They're in, some of the meeting rooms, some of the studies, debating with one another. And Yanni, as you teleport in, you are surprised to see only a single attendant currently protecting the teleportation circle. As he sees you appear, a young man, curly brown hair, big blue eyes, he's just like, "Oh, Master Yanni, wait, what has happened? The mountain, it's,
Yep. We're gonna try and figure it out.
okay." As you guys push past him, you can already see, as you kind of walk into one of the open areas within the academy itself, a bright, shining beacon, golden rays of light piercing through the clouds from atop Mount Vulcan. As you stand in the middle of the people discussing, shouting, you can hear there seems to be also a lot of upset down in the streets below. What do you do?
Okay.
All right. So I think we should figure out what we can about the mountain, and then if we can find anything, I'm gonna go to Acastus and make sure we can get the people calmed down, and then we can sync back up in like an hour or so, and then I can get some dragons that we can fly up to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I was about to say, you've got like soldiers and stuff, right?
Yeah, we could fly up to the top and kind of just see what is happening.
I could
Sounds
send
like
my
a plan.
bird. Do you want me to send my bird now?
How fast can your bird fly?
If I had to guess,
Be
I mean,
fast.
like if she's really hoofing it, like about 160 feet per
Oh,
per 6 seconds. If I had to put it with the distance.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive that you even know that. You
Uh,
must have an excellent mind.
When I have no one to talk to, all I can do is read. So
Good.
Gave you books?
yes, they gave me books.
I don't. What? You were in a prison. I just assumed it was like actual prison and not like, prison you go to for tax evasion.
I've been out of prison for like 3 years.
Good.
Oh, that's true.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to get involved with all this? You know, it's going to be incredibly dangerous. Most of us will probably die by the end of any of
We're not
this.
going to die.
Wow. Okay.
Death is a part of life.
Like half of us will probably die.
I need. I've asked a lot, but I need your help. Moxana, she's building an army for Sidon, and she's taking slaves and children and making a lot of hydras. I need your help.
A lot of what? I'm sorry. One more time.
Hydras.
What the hell is a hydra?
I think I'm remembering the
The
picture right.
they're kind of like dragons with a bunch of heads and no wings.
Yeah.
So not really dragon.
Very slimy. Anybody like pop off one head, like it can grow back.
They are kind of like yeah.
And maybe
We fought one.
but maybe if I help you, you will finally help me.
Oh, you know what? The one we fought was on the island of Themis. So it makes sense.
And she's found a way to raise hydras.
Yeah.
She can do that.
I destroyed a nest a year ago, but that was just one.
Oh.
We can. I think that is a problem that we can help you handle, but I think it will have to be after. And she'll like point towards the giant beaming light. After whatever this happens, and we kind of fix this issue. Is
Yeah,
that
and
okay?
honestly, Sidon is involved in this stuff. So if there's an army for him, maybe some of them will get wiped out in the crossfire, anyways.
So we'll make an oath.
Oh
No.
Oof,
So
man.
I can't trust you.
Oh God. That took what, like 60 seconds before we got there? I'm sure Bristle will.
I was about to say I will. So
See?
You
got
will?
me there.
You will?
I have been putting you off for 3 years, in a nice way, right? But
Wow, she's just putting it out there.
well,
I
I mean, I was under.
immediately dive and hug her as soon as she says that she will help me and will give me an oath.
She will give a nice hug back. But
I
I didn't mean to put you off, but I had to stay on Sidon's good side. Yeah, I hope you understand that.
yes, and I put my both hands out and I'm like, how do we do this? Do we shake? Do we?
I'm sorry, what do you mean you've been putting her off? What
It has
is-
to
what
be
does
a
that
blood
mean?
oath, Darian. You have to cut your palm, and then Brissa will cut her palm, and then you have to put your palms together. Oh, she did it.
Well, that's great. That's great. But what do you mean you've been putting her off? What are you talking about? Like you've known? What exactly happened to you? Where did you come from?
Wow, Argenta, you can't just ask people where they're from.
We rescued her, like 3.5-ish years ago, somewhere around there, and then we installed Moxena as the ruler of the island. Kind of like mistakenly, it just kind of happened. And then
another mistake. Okay.
We did
the-
unpetrify her mom, but her mom didn't have any organs, so she immediately died.
Yeah. You don't really. I don't think that was relevant to the story, but and then
It all happened in the same time frame. It all was at the same time.
Arian has been living every day, at the palace. She has a room there, and she has made several requests to take back her island because she is technically the rightful heir. And as I was being on Sidon's good side and doing his bidding, it was not something I could really go and do and be like, oh hey, that armor that you're like raising, right? I'm gonna go like slash it up, right? And so I used politics to make so that I didn't really have to answer Darian too much.
I suppose I understand.
Politicians are the worst.
Wow, that really hurts, Yanni. But it's fair.
So my hand's ready.
Brissa will also cut her hand.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
no,
Have you learned
guys.
something?
Diseases. It was a joke.
Just thinking back to koalas.
Oh, no.
This is how it starts. This is how Brissa starts. This is how she starts it.
Argenti,
paladins
as
are
this
immune
is
to
happening, by the way,
disease.
you get a sending message, and it's Estrella just going, you didn't tell me where you wanted the ship. I still have to steer it somewhere. Where do you want me to go?
We did leave her on the ship.
Mitros. We wanted to go to Mitros, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mitros.
Mitros.
Okay, I'll
Would
see
be
you in 3 days.
wonderful.
Awkward.
That ship is... I don't know who made that ship, but it was really a big oversight.
Well, she did say that she's been kicked out of her family, so it gives her a purpose. So,
It'll keep her.
Did you say your name was Darian? Is it Darian?
Darian. And who are you?
Argenti di Gladio.
I shake his hand with my non-bloody
Ooh.
hand.
Oh, okay.
I just,
So
I
it's one of those
just-
awkward.
yeah, exactly. I just like, you really shouldn't make cuts on your hand. You could get infected, and you could get a thing called gangrene, and you could lose part of your body.
But
It's also not good to be so willing to make oaths,
Oaths are wonderful. I love oaths, personally.
it's the only way that they will help me.
No.
That I can trust them.
No.
It's not really trust in that case, is it?
Right. Trust isn't built on oaths, darling. Oh,
Well-
wow. I just brought out Flavius. That was weird.
But you heard Brissa. She has been putting me off for 3 years. So, what trust do we have?
She does make a valid point.
And now you know that I will help you with every bit of life that I have left. I'm in this until I die or I die. So,
We could also win. That's also an option.
I plan on
Win?
winning. Yes.
Oh, of course we'll win. We have
Yeah.
to. I mean, look at the world around us right now. Everything's falling apart. If we don't
Well, no,
win, it's
I
going to get
mean-
worse.
To be fair, dying is also an option. Darian is correct. But they're both on the table still.
well, Yanni was saying we run away. So I thought it was just definite death. That's what I was thinking. Death or run
Yeah,
away.
Yes.
I like to keep the options on the table. That's all.
And trust me, none of us want to die. Especially if you knew what was waiting for you.
What?
You don't want
You
to
know
die.
what? We don't have time. We don't have
No.
time. We have
No,
to
we
figure
really
this out.
don't.
No, we
We
don't.
really don't have time.
By the way, you guys watch as Daphne's just like has just been like chugging wine from like a massive decanter kind of wineskin, the one that she had received from the trickster, and then just kind of pulls it away. Some of the wine is just kind of like splashing over. We really don't. And back to you.
We also don't have time for this, Daphne.
You can fuck right off. Quite honestly. I'm not the ones trying to make jokes about serious oaths, which sound to be very, very important. But there's destruction happening, and there are gods attempting to introduce themselves in a city in a panic. So if we could stop making jokes about oaths.
Then let's do it and let's go.
Fantastic.
All right, so
Alright.
Brissa, you're gonna round us up some rides or something?
Brissa,
I'm going to
dear.
go into the city first and make sure that everyone is calm.
What is the
yes,
oath
then
that you
after.
guys swear each other before you go?
Brissa will look at it and be like, I promise after we have resolved the issue with the new gods and Sidon, then I will do all in my power as possible as queen to help you retake your island and your throne.
Okay. And I swear that I will help you with every battle to deal with these new gods and Sidon, and be an ally to your city while I am queen.
You feel the magic of the oath take effect once more as the hairs on your skin are once again standing straight. And Yanni, you just angrily curse to yourself as you realize with the oath of friendship, Ursa just keeps binding you guys to other people with her oaths.
See, I don't remember that being part of the Oath of Friendship.
It definitely is. But
I don't think it would count for every oath because, like 100% Brissa does use oaths like on the casters all the time, right? Like,
Yeah, no, it's every oath.
Well, then you guys feel that magic all the time. You're just like sitting drinking a beer, and you're like, ooh. It's not a new feeling.
Also, every single time when you guys have done that on stream, every single time, I think of Just Friends with Ryan. Is it Ryan Gosling? No, Ryan Reynolds. When he goes in the fat suit, and I swear by the moon and the star. Yeah, just look it up. It's a fantastic scene. Anyways, as you guys rush away from the academy, are you guys all staying together? Are you guys splitting up? What's the plan? What are you guys trying to accomplish?
I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take Brissa to do all of that, but I'm sure there's other people we can talk to in the city.
I
Don't we
am
have
gonna
friends?
watch. I'm gonna watch Daphne's back because I'm really paranoid that something really bad's gonna happen to her.
I sent my bird out to go scope out the mountaintop,
Okay.
and I would stay near Brissa so that way when my bird comes back, I can let her know.
How close do you tell it to go?
I mean, I tell her go until she sees something.
She sees something from your shoulder. How
Yeah,
close-
sees people, sees the gods.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's itemize our allies, okay? We've got Ophelia, she's on the ship. Bugbear, also on the... Or Bullbug, also on the ship. I call him Bugbear all the time. Bullbug, also on the ship. Chandris was here for a minute and then gone, right? Didn't he bring Darian on the ship? Isn't that how she got here?
Yeah, but then he teleported. I wouldn't really count Chandris too much, right? He's
I mean, he's really just friends with Estrella.
Yeah.
Who else do we got?
we have the city of Mitros. We have the city of Astoria.
Oh, Rhodus. And I guess Corona, I guess. Pascal.
You have my Amazon resistance.
That. Good to know you have that.
Oh yeah, I have a resistance.
How many like hundreds are there?
I have 300.
Oh.
Good. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Wow.
Oh my!
That's
Okay.
the number you gave me, David.
Sorry, it just something occurred to me and it's hilarious. Anyway, good.
Is Aesop in Mitros?
He's not really a fighter, though, right?
But he is.
I mean, he used to be a Dragonlord or whatever, but he's no.
His husband used to be a Dragon Lord.
Ooh,
he was never a Dragon Lord.
awkward.
They're all dead.
Ooh.
Yep.
I mean, we don't necessarily know what's going to happen at the top of the mountain, right? So I think we should go, just calm everyone down in the city, and then go to the
Yes.
top of the mountain and see what is happening, right? We have to we don't
Yes.
know what's happening is basically what
I think-
it is. And
Right.
You should
right.
just go perform your duties, honestly, Brissa. Go do what you have to do.
But we should also just keep in our back pocket the people that we do have to resist against whatever may happen.
yeah, I think it would be best if the light made an appearance as well. We could just, kind of calm people down, right? And then we can go to the palace, get some dragons, fly up.
It sounds like you're trying to pass on your dirty work to us, but you know what? It's fine. It's fair.
I'm just saying, like all of us together might make, a bigger impact on the people.
I mean, you are the queen of the entire city, but sure.
But,
But you are the light of Thylea.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was gonna go research ways to get out of oaths, but okay.
We've done that. I don't think it's been a dead end every time.
All
Other
right.
than, I guess we could probably just kill all
To
the people
the
we've made oaths to.
palace? Are we going to the palace?
Let's
How are
go
we
to
going to
the-
calm
like,
people down?
Let's
Like
go
the
to the city.
square?
Yeah, like the square, like kind of like the city. I imagine there's a lot of people there. That's usually where they gather when they have
All right.
issues.
You should lead the way.
Just everyone goes to the square whenever there's
And
an
chin up.
issue.
Chin up. Look directly
Square
forward,
time,
chest
everybody.
out.
Let's go to the square.
Oh, someone has an issue. Let's go to the square.
Oh no, the mountain is glowing. Let's go out to the open area.
Is there like a place where like like how the Pope like talks from a balcony? Is there like a place where Brissa, you and your husband would go to like make announcements to the city, like the birth of your child? Would you go to a
You
balcony?
You would have a podium built on the Ahora. So yeah, in a way. But no, the palace
should go
district
there.
is very distinct from where the common
Yeah,
model resides.
Oh,
Basically-
okay.
Basically the
My bad.
square, yeah.
Yeah, basically the square.
Maybe you should just give a quick speech so people know everything's okay.
Yeah, you know what?
Yes.
We can do that. We can just go talk to the people, and then we can go about our way.
To the podium. Go now. Chest
The
out.
aura.
Chin up.
You guys push through the crowds
square.
and in fact are starting to mingle with people, but these people are not all drawn in one direction. In fact, you see dragon riders circling above the city in the defensive, pattern that you also helped design, Brissa. So it seems like the defenses of the city are definitely being raised, and you can see the pairs of dragons sailing with their riders above in kind of like these curving patterns, making sure that nothing is attacking the city from the sky. As you guys get closer towards the Ahora, you do see that there are indeed some people that have gathered there, and standing upon Icarus is your husband, currently addressing the people who are in the Ahura. It seems that he has used thaumaturgy or some kind of a magic by one of the wizards of the palace to throw his voice wide. So he goes,
And that is why we are going to take everything that you see seriously. This is a new development, we understand, but we are responding. For the time being, it seems that whatever is happening on the mount is not a danger to us. So please, go about your business as usual. Do not buy excessive amounts of food or papers for your bath. Everything will be fine. Simply remain calm.
and that is when you kind of like start coming up upon them as well, as people kind of start parting for you. And Acastus notices you.
But my wife, love of my life, has appeared. We need to confer as king and queen. Please, we will keep you updated. Remain calm.
As he climbs off of Icarus, the thaumaturgy spell goes away from his voice as he kind of looks at you.
What the fuck happened?
I get it. Long story short, we released. Is it 6? How many? Is it
8.
6? 8?
Eight.
8 new gods into the world. So that was fun. We did not get what we had originally set out for the fire.
My love, I
but
need you to... You released more gods? More.
Yes. Yeah.
8.
8 more.
And he looks towards the mountain.
All right, we need to talk in the palace. I will meet you all there.
As he climbs upon the back of Icarus.
Are you going to ride on Scylla?
Yes, but we were going to go to the top of the mountain because we kind of need to address that.
No, if there are gods up there. Wait, you have spoken with them?
We have.
Seven of them.
Yeah, 7 of them.
One of them,
So you
they all
know
told
that
us
they're
not to
not-
go to.
Or do they mean us harm?
I don't think the gods do, but the person that created the gods is a little.
Who created gods? What?
It was a guy. He created the gods. They might
Of
be
course
okay.
It was a guy.
Oh God.
You know what? I'm just going to ignore that one, sweetie. But you know,
What? It would just make the most sense. Anyways, alright, I'll just... Please, we need to talk about this at the palace when there are not prying eyes. We'll meet you there, my love. Remain calm! And he gets on Icarus and flies away. The honor guard flies away with him. As people start to kind of push up.
Oh, Queen Brisa! Queen! What is happening? Are we going to be safe? Are my 7 grandchildren going to be okay? She has somehow all 7 grandchildren around
Jesus Christ.
she will lean down and kiss the lady on the forehead and be like, "They will be okay. I am going to go investigate this personally. So
Thank you.
you let everyone know that Queen Brissa is on it."
Praise Queen Brisa!
She will turn her away. And... All right, let's go to the palace real quick since he didn't want to talk here, and get dragons for us to fly on.
You guys push through. This all takes a while, right? It took you guys a good 15-20 minutes to get to the Ahora. It takes you guys another 10 minutes to get to the palace. And in that time, Darian, you get maybe a little concerned because your bird has not returned yet.
Okay. If she's not back in 30 minutes, then she's probably been destroyed. That's what I'm thinking.
That is a little concerning.
I don't know how your bird works. Is it like a familiar where you can tell if they're still?
No, I built her. It
Oh.
was one of the last things I did before they put me in the cell.
Oh right. You know what? We did know about those birds. Yanni definitely wants one.
Yeah, so I just would have to. I mean, I'd probably
we-
have to rebuild her.
Daddy built one too, remember?
Right. Yeah. But you can't
Darian,
tell if like
the second
it's
that
still.
you hear, by the way, that Yanni has built one, this is like religious sacrilege. I cannot stress this enough. I hate making this example, but we have such few examples of like, oh, this is clear. It's like, forcing a practicing indie person to eat bacon fat or something like that. It's like, it's not supposed to happen. A man with a stim fey? No.
I'm sorry, you built one?
Or Muslim,
Yep.
sorry. I can't think straight. Eating cow.
Right.
Where is it?
Right there.
As suddenly it appears, you see this thing. Go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage.
Who?
Or total off.
Oh.
428.
With that, you realize some of the imperfections. A small man, in his own ability to create wonders, has created something that is a closely guarded secret of the Amazons at large. But there seem to be certain things that are missing. You can see with your 28 that some of the technical jargon things are just not the way that they were supposed to build. Some of the joints, some of the way the automation works within it, it seems like it has been constructed, well, really just reverse engineered. He wanted to build a bird. He wanted to make it look like a stimfey. It has some of the capabilities, but it doesn't seem to be quite on par with what a true Amazonian stimfey could do.
I think seeing that, she'll be a little less miffed that he built it, because it's once again proves that women build it better. So I think that she would probably just say, "Good attempt," and leave it at that.
I'll take it.
But by then, you arrive at the palace. You can see that defensive postures have been set up. There are 4 dragons that are just patrolling around it with their riders mounted on their backs. You can see phalanxes of centurions having built up against it, and you can see Icarus is currently circling up above. As you get in there, you're immediately ushered to the throne room, where Cassis is already sitting upon the throne.
I know. Go ahead. Send another 2. My love, we just heard from our scouts. They have not returned. If these gods, or whatever they are friendly to us, it seems that they are not friendly to us. Maybe you going to the mountain will be a good idea. Try to find out what they want. If they're going to stay atop this mountain for a long time, we must secure certain alliances, perhaps an oath from them. Do you think you could do this, my love?
Yeah, I will talk to them. We will see what their intentions are. Don't know about an oath right away, but we will definitely talk to them 100%. And I do think it's good that we go up, and I imagine, yes, they probably are a little scared because I don't think they've ever seen a dragon before, so they probably are like, what the fuck is this thing flying towards us, right? And it's like...
But you spoke to them, so they have seen Thylea.
I haven't spoken to all of them, but... I mean, Thylea is, way more prettier than all the other ones, so, they're probably like, oh, but, why aren't they pretty like Thylea?
One of them also killed her, so.
Oh.
It was a long thing, but...
Can you give me the short version? The academy notes?
We had to go through a series of trials. One of those trials, they tried to kill us. I think all of them, they tried to kill us, and... one of them, Thylea, fell. We fought a really big beast, and then out of that beast, the god creator came out, and then he released all of the other gods, and then we found out the god creator is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and wants to spread a blood war throughout the universes.
Universes?
What are Cocoa Puffs?
Oh, there's something that we tried on the Dragon Isle, the jungle elves there make it. It is quite delicious.
You take it and you don't remember the next 4 hours. It's really fantastic.
It was one of my favorite parts of our honeymoon.
Yes.
Not remembering
Can we focus?
part of it was your favorite. Okay, anyways.
We focused.
Yeah, anyways, he's bad, crazy bad, and he has a sword that can kill gods and also create them. A glaive. Sorry, Yanni will correct me again.
Bang.
A weapon to kill gods. Where
We
did this
think.
being
We
come
think.
from? There's
Outside of Thylea?
Past the shores. I see. Alright, so what is the mission? What are we going to try to accomplish? Talk to them, find out what they want. Try to get an alliance.
Talk to them, find out what they want, see what their intentions are, and then based off of that, maybe an alliance, or maybe not. Maybe we come back a different day and we come up with a different plan.
What if Sidon demands that we strike them down?
Well, we want to take Sidon down first, so we ally with them.
Me
And
too,
then-
but my love, he has our son.
Oh yeah. Also that, Darian.
She knows it. She should know that. She's been in the shows.
Oh, that's true. She does live in the palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't always pay attention what other people say.
Honestly, fair.
I'm
You know.
still learning the language. I can only pick up on so much at a time.
Sometimes I feel like Brissa also forgets that Sidon has her child, but you know.
I am very aware that he has my child, but at the same time, I have to get him back, and so if that is the most direct approach, that is the most direct approach. I will get him back.
Maybe if we swear fealty to these gods, and if they are as powerful as Sidon, then they can help us get our son back.
I will do everything I can to bring our son back. You know that.
I trust you, my love.
All right. Well, we need a dragon at least one other one to fly up
We'll
to.
get you, kind of assesses all of you, 2 dragons. That should get everyone up. Well, I had just ordered 2 more scouts to fly up. You will take their dragons and fly up instead.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
Can we have Icarus?
No.
Ah,
Have you heard any word from Astoria and how they're faring?
Did receive message. I apologize. The problems here have overshadowed what happened there. From what I hear, hundreds are dead, thousands are wounded. Something happened. People say the Cult of the Hand did something. Do you know more?
No, I think that was the gist of it. Just wanted to make sure maybe there was a new development. Okay, fantastic.
It seems
Seems
to
as
be
if-
safe now, as far as I know. I'm sorry, my love, for cutting you off. What did you say?
There's giant hands attacking the city. That's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems you already more know than I do. I'm not surprised. Well then. Good luck. And once again, the fate of the world lies in your hands. Good luck. As you guys are led towards the dragons, the scouts bow towards you, Brissa. As Scylla gets ready, you mount her. The others mount upon the 2 dragons that are made. And Lyra, did you roll for happy or for sad today?
I didn't. I haven't really been rolling for it. I've just been going with happy the whole time so I could keep flying.
I thought you could do that now. That was your boon, I thought.
Was that your boon?
Oh, right. Yeah, I could pick now.
Yeah, you could pick.
Are you
one.
happy or sad today, Lyra?
Well, if we've got dragons, I don't necessarily need to fly. So I guess I'm sad.
All right, as you guys pile on and take off, the 2 scout dragons are kind of doing a protective formation to the left and to the right of Scylla as you guys are climbing, starting to fly upwards. The air is starting to become thin. The temperature itself is starting to become more and more cold. You can see a little bit of crystalline freezing starting to appear across the draconian scales. But as you guys get closer, the light that perpetually seems to kind of break through what is like a churning sphere you now can see around the mountaintop itself is just shining. And whenever it shines upon you, it just seems to be blinding. However, Lyra, it seems to be in the same intensity, the same brightness as the sun that sits atop your very crown currently. As you guys are flying closer and closer, suddenly there is what seems to be an opening that appears. In that opening, you can see massive golden wings. You can see what appears to be a huge, almost filigree translucent ring sitting behind a feminine figure. And as it looks down upon you, you recognize this woman, slightly changed, but still familiar. It seems to be the sun goddess.
Sun
hanging
mummy!
there in the air. You suddenly see a light that goes forward like a beam, encasing all of you at the same time. And pure gold turns to white, turns to blackness. You're not sure how much time you ended up losing, but you certainly lost some. And after some time, you guys realize,
Oh,
shh, nothing there to see.
I wanted to look at them.
After some time, you realize that you are standing upon the top of Mount Vulcan, raised even further, rebuilt. It seems that they have leveled the arena of the Great Games,
Oh,
taking the stone, almost like the mountain itself, as a quarry and rebuilt it. Beautiful, curving
pillars, depictions of the 8 gods are there. You see golden domed towers rising up and multitudes of red shingled temples that are just stretching all across. A long staircase that glides downward and then is lost within the churning of cloud below. You can see the clouds are actually reaching up and around. It's like you're in the center of this, and there seems to be a golden glow that is coming off of that center golden tower, kind of shining all across, almost like it is creating a second sun within this place. As you guys are standing without your dragons, Thylea also having been removed, upon what appears to be an open area between all of the temples, you look around and you can see that your weapons are gone. Casting implements removed. And you hear soft leather sandals, footfalls starting to approach you. As you turn around, you see again the visage of the sun goddess. Her golden blonde hair cascading down beautifully, a red robe with golden embroidery. You can see her golden wings are folded in behind her, and again this burning circlet behind her following her. Her intense eyes consider you, and you can see that it's almost like a crown of stars that rotate around her head. There seem to be about 13 of them, quickly just oscillating around her, orbiting around her dome. Heroes, welcome. You are the first to be allowed to see the palace of the Empyreans. Champions chosen, we welcome you. We welcome you to our place of worship. Not every mortal will be allowed to come here, but you have shown yourself quite capable. Have shown yourself to be worthy of being chosen, of being messengers to the masses. So rejoice. Welcome to our beautiful divine garden. She kind of looks across your faces, seeing some confusion and maybe outright hostility. She stops and cocks her head to the side. Are you quite well?
I think it just took us by surprise, is all. We were flying, and then all of our stuff removed, and Thylea gone, and it was.
Oh, she's
just a little
quite safe, I assure you. And so are the other 4 dragons, and the men that were riding them. There was another team of scouts that had been sent up.
Oh, I was like, that's too many dragons.
Do you have my bird?
That was yours. Quite interesting. A bird made of metal. I've never seen such a thing. But yes, we do.
Is every god here? Are you,
Well, currently it is my brothers that are here. The Skyfather, the Hunter, the Fire King. And then of course, well, she must be there too. I don't know, the Moon Maiden spoke of going to the Old Wood as well, but who knows if she actually did that or not.
So are you guys making plans to take down Sidon, then?
Of course we are, but don't judge us too harshly. We have spent a very, very long time locked away. And so we decided to take some time to ourselves. Rejoice and enjoy, to build a home for ourselves, to prepare ourselves, and to celebrate. Now, the Sky Father counseled that we should strike immediately, but I'm glad that the Moon Maiden prevailed.
I do agree with the Sky Father. Sidon is very angry. He has already didn't assault us, but he sent his son to threaten us.
As you say that, a bolt of lightning strikes from the top of the tallest tower with a golden dome and strikes maybe 10 feet away from the sun goddess. As you can see, a much more casually, like a Jason's reaction, much more casually this time around, dressed centaur. There's large golden medallions that are kind of like round medallions that are kind of strung together as a chain that hang around his neck. You can see a golden, what are those called? Why can't I think of the name right now? The fig leaf? Is that fig leaf?
Oh, a laurel, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Laurel crown. He's holding what appears to be a horn of some kind that has been reworked to be a mug, as some golden liquid kind of sloshes to the side.
Ah, you have arrived. Welcome to the palace. Sister, you have welcomed our champions well, I hope.
Yes, brother. They kind of consider each other for a second. Go ahead and make me an insight check, everyone.
Oh.
Nice.
Got a nat 19.
Brissa is just thirsting too hard right now. She can't think of anything.
Usually it's the other way around.
She's just worried about her dragon. I don't know if she's thirsting.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Brissa and Daphne, both of you guys, you miss this. I will say, Yanni and Argenta, you pick up that there seems to be maybe something between those two. It's hard to really pinpoint, but Lyra and Darian, you can sense that there seems to be a slight amount of tension. There's a little bit of a look that is a little too hard, that lasts just a moment too long, as he then turns back towards you. His hooves, in the centaur form of his, clatter against the marble ground, and he approaches you, Argenti, looking down.
Are all mortals going to be as strong-headed as you, champion of the Moon Maiden?
A honeyed liqueur seems to kind of like wash over your nose. It seems the Skyfather has been imbibing very heavily.
Probably not.
Good. Very good. There are so many plans to be made. I heard you talk of attacking Sidon. Tell me more.
And he kind of like walks up towards you, Brissa, as he seems to just move his hand, and suddenly another one of these horn mugs appears in his hand, and he just reaches it down for you to drink.
Please.
She won't refuse the god because she's weaponless right now, so she will take a drink. I think we were kind of hoping that, you would be coming up with a plan because you are gods, right? And so you have much more capabilities in fighting him, but I would appreciate it if we do it sooner, and I can... There's, a tower that he makes his residence in, so we could go
Praxis, right. You see, I've already sent the others to do research. I don't think it will take too much time. We figured we needed some time, to enjoy our freedom. Don't you agree, sister?
Yes, time to recuperate, to enjoy the open air.
I guess how much time were you hoping to take?
Oh, but as much time as it takes. You're too worried. Look at that little face of yours, all scrunched up with anxiety. We're here now. We are going to protect you. Your little city below. It is fortuitous that you've built, what do you call this city? Maitros?
Yes.
Maitros is going to be protected by us. the highest mountain of all of Thylea. It has the palace of the gods upon it, and the people below to worship it. What could go wrong?
I feel like quite a lot could. He does still have my son.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I did not know this. Did you know this, sister?
I did not. He has your son.
He does, but he is also preparing for war. There's a lot going on, and I think all of us would like it if Sidon was no longer in the picture sooner rather than later.
Don't worry. There is a glow that comes to her eyes as she says this. He will be dealt with. And so will his bitch sister, Lutheria. There's lightning that cuts across his skin. In Argenti, your palm burns. And you go, why are the gods so petty?
Yeah. Yes. I love it.
But yeah, your hand pains. There's no outwardly glow, but you can feel that little splinter in your hand just turning over at the mention of Lutheria.
Just bite my tongue really, really hard.
Blood starts coming out on the setup.
Yeah.
Suddenly, there seems to be a smell of roses and lavender and other exotic flowers starting to just overwhelm. The sun goddess kind of seems to roll her eyes. The Sky Father has a larger smile on his face. Suddenly you see the Moon Maiden appear. Could that be my little champion? And she also very heavily smells of the intoxicating fumes as she kind of like puts her arm around you, Argenti, and just kind of looks you up and down. You are gorgeous in that form. I have really done my best work with you. I mean, I had a lot to work with already. I just want to give it to you. You are an exemplar of beauty and grace, and look just how everything is just so I like it.
I have you to thank for that.
You had a lot to work with already. I just enhanced it here, tucked it a little bit there, just a little magical enhancement. Not a big deal. But tell me, this ambrosia is better than I thought. And the Sky Father just smiles broadly. The Sun Mother seems to be contained as she kind of just looks down and then back up towards the conversation. When are we going to start telling everyone about the great things we have planned, the feasts we are going to have, the orgies we're going to lead? Tell me, Argenti, when are you going to be the chosen of the Moon Maiden?
Hopefully as
And why are
soon
you
as
not
we
drinking,
resolve-
Skyfather? Come on, give him some. As he kind of rolls his eyes, produces another mug and hands it to you.
To me?
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say no again? And I'll take it.
As the Moonwing goes, you don't dare. You touch another hair on him, and I'm going to... What are you going to do to me? I will think of something, and then you will regret it. That's what I thought.
Could we sort of... I don't mean to be, I don't know, rude, improper, but could we perhaps focus on a much greater problem? That being
What could be a
that
greater
Sidon
problem
is
than
laying waste to
Sidon?
Thylea. At the
He's
moment.
laying waste to Thylea? Let me see. And she seems to kind of like do this and kind of focus out of the clouds itself as she kind of looks around.
Not this.
Oh, I guess. Oh, those poor people, they're just being washed away. Oh, no. Oh. Skyfather, we should really do something about this.
Fine, I will counteract this. Cannot wait.
If we wait too long, there's not going to be much left to worship you.
We'll just create a few new ones. Sidon and Lotheria have done that over and over. They created our people. They created the bug people, Merkimedes or whatever they were called. It's fine. We can just create more people to worship us.
But you want to be better gods than Sidon and Lutheria.
We are better gods!
And with that, he seems to get significantly more serious. Lightning kind of crackles across his skin. The sun goddess seems to step forward and go, "Brother, calm yourself. They are mortals with families and lives. Let them defend their own. And you, as the leader of the Pantheon, need to set a good example of what it means to defend your home, no?" There's lightning. His eyes become blue for a second, and then it slowly dies away.
Fine.
And he takes the mug and just throws it into the clouds. It creates a little hole for a second as it then disappears.
I shall be back.
He turns into lightning. Just disappears into the clouds above.
I gotta learn that trick.
So now that is all taken care of, now we can focus on the parties and the orgies and the celebration that the Pantheon has finally arrived. Oh, did you agree, brother? As you see the hunter kind of swagger, and you can see slung over his shoulder is a ram with golden fleece, golden horns, golden skin. As he just kind of goes, you see golden blood is just kind of like dripping over his shoulders somewhat. You can see that it has been gutted elsewhere and then brought back here. Oh, I think that I have something we can eat for a feast, if that is what we want. You can see his black hairs, just as messy but perfect as it's meant to be, completely, bare chested. He kind of sets the creature down. All of you guys go ahead and make me a history check.
I feel like we already knew about this.
You did.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
Hey!
Tyler, with your natural 20 for a total of 26. Would you like to describe why this golden ram is so special?
It was one of the things Vulcan told us we could acquire for him to make something out of it. It's like a mythological creature that he could use to make armor for us. The fleece.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's dinner,
now
apparently.
Yep.
So it's done. Oh, have you been? Oh, I'm sorry. They told me to keep your dragon locked up. Goddess, can we... The sun goddess kind of nods towards him. And he flicks his finger as suddenly... There's just a little flash of magic, and then... suddenly there's a little thing that just coils up on like a little recliner right behind you, but you see as Scylla just kind of reappears. Scylla reappears directly beside you. And she kind of goes, and you can see she's kind of like in a defensive posture for a second and then kind of confused. And then as you pet her, she kind of seems to calm down, but wide-eyed look at the three gods around you.
Also, Darian's bird, if we could get that too, it's kind of
Oh,
important.
is that what that is? It's kind of hard to tell. I thought it was just a really weird-looking sword or something, like a chakram.
Could be, but I would like my bird back, please.
Sure. He does it again. Your Stimfay appears. Like the pinions are getting ready to like attack things as it kind of hovers there for a second.
Relax.
And it falls to the ground. Ping, ping, ping. Just kidding. It kind of like looks at everything, circles a couple times, and then ultimately lands upon your shoulder.
I think we could eat, that is fine, but, I think we need to discuss plans on taking down Sidon as we eat.
The sun goddess kind of assumes an even more regal posture. She says that, yes, Sidon will be dealt with. But you see, there is much that we have to do to solidify our position on Thylea. I have allowed my brothers and sisters some time of respite. Some have been sent out to learn about the world, the state that it is in now. Yes, just not enough celebration, not enough fun, not enough just enjoyment. We have been locked in for so long. Come on, this is the first thing that we do, really. Sidon cannot reach us. We've created the Palace of the Empyreans. Nothing can reach us here. We are all powerful. We're gods. We were made gods. We were the chosen of all the people. And she kind of starts to shut up as the Sun Goddess is just shooting her kind of like a withering look. Oh, whatever be boring, have your plans, talk about stuff. And you, she kind of points towards you, Argenti. You and I will need to talk, because there is going to be so much fun we need to have. Life cannot always be just about attacking and killing things. Sometimes it just needs to be enjoyed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Thank you. See, this is why he is my chosen. And just look how beautiful he is. Oh. And with that, the Sun Goddess is just like, again, glowering at her. The moon is like, oh, whatever. And suddenly there's just a puff of magic as she disappears.
Oh, I told you, sister, they were going to come and immediately want to talk about doing the things, you know. I mean, I'm not opposed. I don't think we're ready.
Skyfather and I will decide when we are ready. Light of Thylea, that is what they call you, yes?
Yeah. Yes.
We will dine this evening. Eat one of the creatures of Thylea. We will learn what we need, shore up our power, and then vanquish the incestuous twins. They will die, and we will reign. And you will continue to be invited to be our champions if you so choose. She kind of squints a little bit more, looking hard at Daphne, who's having a little bit of a hard time staying sober at this point after having chucked a lot of wine. If that is what you still want.
Daphne's still looking at the ground, to be clear. She's not saying a damn thing.
I do have a couple follow-up questions. Just a couple.
Yes, chosen.
Speaking of that, for those of us who are chosen, obviously we want to help take down Sidon. That's the whole reason we did all of this. Could you guys top us off with our magic items that you gave us? We used most of them to defeat Silas, so if we could just get a recharge, that would definitely help for this upcoming fight.
If you commit certain acts for us, show your devotion to speak the word of the gods in these cities of yours, this Astoria, Mitros. I heard of a city of refugees far to the east. What is it called?
That's a great question.
When the GM decides to quiz you.
You mean Carpeta?
Carpatha?
Ah, yes, that one. Good job looking through your notes, people.
I just got here.
I just call it. I just call it no longer Aresia.
And Aresia too, but Aresia will have to fall regardless. If you go about and proletize the word of the Eight, I will expect my chosen, and she looks at you, Lyra, to begin the building of a temple within these cities in my honor, to praise the sun, warmth and life, new beginnings, birth.
Cool.
I will reward you.
Awesome. Second follow-up question, kind of closely related. One of the main reasons we did this is because we wanted Thylea to be very worship who you want, follow who you want, be your own person. And Sidon was way not okay with that. So when we do go down and tell everyone you guys are super cool, if there's people that are like, we don't want to worship any more gods, what happens to those people?
Well, they will go to the Ghost Lord's domain one way or another. Suppose it will be something that he will have domain over. I will force no one to worship me.
So, like, they get to stay alive? You mentioned the Ghost Lord, and that just immediately makes me think that everyone's dead.
No. I mean, they will die. All mortals die.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Like, they're gonna die eventually, so it doesn't matter. Got it.
Indeed. It is the
sorry, since you
agreement
brought
that
him
we
up-
made.
Sorry to interrupt, but since you brought him up, where is the Ghost Lord?
The
he
Ghost
here
Lord
too?
is currently in another sea, reclaiming the domain that should have been his all along. Argenti, writhing pain in your palm as he says this, or she says this.
Oh. Ow. I think to myself.
Okay, third question, and I think this is my last one. Do you know where the Herald is? Because we still need to talk to him, and he left before we got the chance to talk to him after we killed Scylla.
Make me a deception check.
Finally!
And this is not a humanoid.
29.
Nice.
That was pretty good.
She looks at you. I swear I saw you ascend to the city. Watched you go through the temple and ultimately approach the palace.
Oh yeah, we talked to him. We just had other questions. We went back to our rooms to kind of recuperate, and we were gonna go talk to him some more, and Bernaros told us he left.
I see. Theros has said that he needs to assess the whereabouts of Kentimani. You see, we are less worried about the Titans. They are but slivers of the power that Thylea and Kentimani bore. But it appears as one of your cities was attacked, Kentimani may be rising once again.
That's kind of what it sounded like.
And with that, we're going to take a very quick potty break, which I know a couple of you guys have probably been dying to do. So we'll see you guys here very shortly.
By a couple of you guys, he means himself, just for everybody who doesn't
No,
understand.
I don't even know. I didn't fill up my thing with water, so I just.
No, I need a pee. I need a pee.
Okay, bye.
I'll take that.
All right, and we are back. As we left off, the Light of Thylea had traveled up to Mount Vulcan, that is just north of the city of Mitros, Brissa's hometown, you know. But as they arrived there, they got to see that the gods have revamped the place a little bit, taken away their weapons with a flash of divine light, holding the dragons that they used to climb up to this place somewhere, and had a little bit of conversation with the gods who are now, for lack of better terminology, partying it up at the Palace of the Empyreans, which they have constructed at the very top of Mount Vulcan. You got to see Skyfather getting a little sloppy drunk and guilted into counteracting some of Sidon's raging across Thylea. The Moon Maiden also similarly fucking off after the Sun Goddess had put her in her place. And you are now still talking to the Great Hunter and the Sun Goddess. You had been talking to them about next steps against Sidon. The Sun Goddess giving information that the Ghost Lord, one of the 8 gods, these names just sound like, you know, when you say a word too many times, just like a little subtle meaning. The Ghost Lord down in the Nether Sea, apparently seeking to claim the domain that still belongs to the imprisoned Lutheria. And you learned that Pharaohs, the entity that had turned the 8 into the gods that they are now, seems to be on the search for Kentemane, as he seems to be resurgent. So I am afraid I cannot tell you exactly where he is. He's ensuring that Sidon, well really, any entity cannot find him currently.
Well,
You see, meanwhile, the Great Hunter has already created like a massive hearth just in the middle of this aura here. You can see that it is already kind of like spitted the ram, and he's like already letting it roast, just kind of rotating his finger as the thing slowly spins away upon a golden fire. I hope you are hungry. I've always wondered what a golden ram would taste like in my mortal life. Wow. It bugs me a bit that I had to become a